Hi YouTube, this is JTrain997, and this time we're going to be taking a look at the gigantic Marvel Universe Galactus. As you'll notice, I'm actually holding the camera. Just couldn't find any place to put this where I could have the camera stable. But this is a massive box, so just to get a quick size comparison, what I've got on hand, the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra Ghost Hawk, as you can see there in comparison, is just dwarfed by the packaging. Of course, you actually have a flip-up panel here. You can see Galactus is actually in there sideways. You've got a very nice picture of him up there. You can see his giant secret file behind him. As well as you also get a smaller Silver Surfer figure, which I believe is just the Marvel Universe one reissued. Of course, it says "Try me." Press that. With the light on there, you can't tell the light-up features working. You can't see the light-up features working all that well. We'll get a better look at that once he's out of the packaging. But for now, we're going to close that up. Spin it around. You can see a bigger picture of the Silver Surfer over here. It says the Marvel Masterwork Series #1. I really like the back of the box here. Let's actually zoom in. However, on the back, it's got his eyes and chest lighting up blue. The lights are actually orange. It says, "I am the devourer of worlds, I hunger." There's quite a few phrases on there. And what I really like is they've got a whole lot of little Marvel Universe figures around his legs. Store exclusives, 3-packs, what have you. And a lot of read-up over here on Galactus, which I will not bother reading, but will slightly pan over so you can freeze frame it and read it yourself. Because this video is going to be pretty long as it is. But that being said, let's get a look at this side of the packaging. Still got the Hammer logo on there. Flipping it down real quick. Norman Osborn, a few pictures of a few other random Marvel Universe figures. With that being said, that's enough about the massive packaging on this guy. Let's actually get this bad boy out. And here we have Galactus out of packaging. And man, is he something else. Now, I don't have the Build-A-Figures Galactus to compare, but I do have pieces, and just by comparing the pieces, you can tell this guy is much bigger than he is. As you can see, he is holding the little Silver Surfer. That took a little bit of doing, but in the end, I did get Silver Surfer to pose there in his hand. Speaking of which, let's actually get a look at Galactus's light and voice features here. That was the Silver Surfer falling. Turning the light back on. So, yeah. While the Silver Surfer will stay in his hand, it does take quite a bit of doing. Let's actually go over him really quick. The Silver Surfer is a little bit loose for my taste, mainly in the abdomen up here. Of course, he's got one of these strange joints that allows him to go way far back. However, the detail is really nice. He's got a very nice, well-defined silver paint job on him. It's not too bright, but it's definitely, you know, a little shiny. As far as articulation, you've already seen this crazy abdomen joint. Head is a full 360, up and down. Arms go up, do a full 360. Spin at the bicep, bend at the elbow, spin at the glove. Well, spins where a glove would be. No actual wrist movement. Of course, legs go out, forward, back, double joint at the knee, and have an ankle joint. Once again, tiny bit loose, but not a terrible feature. Of course, you can see his board here. It's just got 2 pegs. Just simply plug him on. And there you have your Silver Surfer on his board. Now, as I said, it takes a little bit of effort to get him into Galactus's hand. I wish it would have been a little bit easier. Maybe put a peg on the bottom of the board and put a peg in Galactus's hand. Or even give us some kind of clip-on to make it look like he's flying around Galactus. I'm sure something like that wouldn't have been too hard to rig up, but overall, he's still an awesome-looking figure. And in the end, I didn't buy this guy for the Surfer. Although, on a side note, I did wait from the Comic-Con release of this guy so I could get Galactus with the Surfer. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure the con-exclusive one did not come with him. Of course, this is going to be a little bit hard to do. Let's see if I can stack some stuff up here to make a makeshift base. Almost. Okay, let's get on to this guy's articulation. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go to detail first. Detail's going to be a little bit easier. As you can see, he's got a very nice bit of detail in his helmet there. I'm really digging that. Of course, I think the button is very well hidden in his chest here.
Who is so ignorant as to confront Galactus?
Some very nice detail down his costume. Although I'm not crazy about how this piece is so loose on him. It looks like feels like a very cheap plastic cover. Same goes for his little man toga down here. I mean, it just feels like this is ready to fall off at a moment's notice. Of course, zoom back out. Also back here, he's got this giant blue detailing covering up all this nice bits that look like circuitry and panels. I don't know, I just feel like that's kind of a waste. Why make all that clear blue? And the light up feature doesn't even really show up that well back here. You mainly see it in the back of his neck right there. Of course, other than that, it's the standard detail for the back of Galactus.
You will witness the end, for I am power incarnate.
The voice is pretty good. I don't really have any complaints about that. As far as articulation, he has a very nice up and down to make him like he's staring down at your lesser Marvel Universe characters. He can do a full 360 despite his massive helmet. His arms go up. Of course, do a full 360. Of course, he is double jointed at the elbows, spins at the bicep, and has a wrist joint. Surprisingly, a lot of articulation for a guy this big. Of course, he looks like he'll do a full 360 at the waist here. Same for both arms. No admin movement. Of course, looks like he's got actually all the standard articulation on the legs, forward, back, out, but this man skirt is hindering it. He is double jointed at the knee, although with such a big figure it is a little stiff. That's forgivable in my book. And he has some ankle movement. So let's get this guy standing back up here. So I've got to say, when I first saw this guy, I was expecting to have a huge loss of articulation. But that's not the case at all. You actually have to sacrifice very little. So that being said, let's go into a final thoughts on this bad boy. Actually, guys, before we do a final thoughts, we're going to be having a look at the other minor accessories he came with. Of course, being a Marvel Universe figure, even a huge one, he comes with his Fury files. This one, however, also comes with this little piece of paper that tells you how to replace his batteries. And just some instructions. Also, the very, very oversized secret files. Let's see if I can actually open this one without ripping it. Nope. Even with a huge file, I still managed to rip it. And pulling this out, you've got a huge superhuman registrations card with a picture of Galactus. Real name Galen, code name Galactus. Height 28 feet 9 inches. Powers. Galactus possesses cosmic powers on an unimaginable level. He can levitate, restructure molecules, convert matter into energy, project energy with enormous concussive force, and can teleport himself, others, and objects across space, dimensions, and time. Galactus has above class 100 strength level and scientific knowledge beyond human understanding. I hardly believe Galactus would give you a fingerprint. Over here, his little read-up, it says, from Kasimoto to Osborne. Director Osborne, after analyzing Reed Richards and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s interstellar data files, I've discovered interesting info regarding the being known as Galactus. Using Richards' antiquated interdimensional tracking systems and my own vastly superior subdimensional cryo-inhibitor calculator, or SDCC for short. Oh, SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con, that's kind of clever. I've detected particle emissions, estimating the projection and ETA of the being. He is approaching, sir, at a very accelerated rate. Sir, I do not know the intentions of the one who is known as Galactus, but if the past is any indication of what is to come, it must not be to pay a welcome visit. I have noticed an increase in seismic activity along the San Andreas fault line in Southern California, unique activity in which I've never seen. I have intercepted very specific tachyon pulse patterns, or codes, if you will, that are being sent from Galactus to this particular area, similar to that which was used to ensnare the Silver Surfer. Interestingly enough, the seismic tremors reflect the same pulse patterns emitted from Galactus, and the activity is increasing. Mr. Osborne, please understand that I am working very diligently to understand exactly what is going on. In the past, the so-called threats of Galactus have been handled by either the glorious efforts of the pesky Fantastic Four or the Avengers. It's my belief that the celebrity-driven Reed Richards tricked the general public into believing Galactus would devour Earth, would devour the Earth, and not understand his true intentions to enhance our world. Yet he and others portray themselves as the heroic ones. However, what if we negotiated with the being? I feel Reed Richards has withheld substantial information and has misinformed the public even more. I propose, sir, upon Galactus' arrival, we negotiate a deal. The Skrull Empire is weak, and we know of many worlds Galactus would be more interested in. Imagine, sir, the power of Galactus at your side. You could rule much more than what is on this planet. The power cosmic would allow you to control the unfathomable. Give the word, sir, and we shall have Galactus as our most powerful ally. Quite a read-up there. Figured I'd go ahead and read that one since I skipped the majority of what was on the back of the box. Also, I'll press this button a few more times so you can hear some more of his phrases.
Behold, the world-eating machine.
That one's kind of corny.
I hunger. Know me, mortal. Know me, and no fear. So speaks Galactus.
Overall, Galactus is running you, actually, I'm not 100%. I got mine off on BigBadToyStore.com for around $70 shipped. I saw him at my local comic shop and they were charging $80. I think that's closer to the actual price. $80 is a lot, no doubt about it. But if you're a Marvel Universe fan or just a Galactus fan, you need this guy in your collection. Now, they are re-releasing him pretty quickly with a different paint job, the more modern black and purple. I gotta be honest, I'm really tempted by that. He does come with the same Silver Surfer, same figure in general. I do believe, however, that giving us Nova, the other of Galactus' heralds, would have been a much more encouraging buy, in my opinion. $80 is steep. I still recommend him. This is the first of the Marvel giant masterpieces, or whatever they're calling this line. Followed quickly by the Sentinel, who will be, just like this year, released at San Diego Comic-Con and then released later as a in-store buy. But once again, this is Jerry Train 997. Galactus is expensive, but definitely worth the pickup, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.